And we are on. Cool. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited to have everybody else on tonight, too. I'm Corinne Burnside, Triple Diamond, and what I'm really excited about is the fact that we just had a huge, massive growth of our team. And one of my favorite things about this business is being able to meet new people and learn a little bit about them and their why and what really drives them and what gets them excited to do this. And I know how it's changed my life the last 3 years. So yeah, I've been in 3 years now, and I just consider myself very blessed because when I joined, I really honestly had no idea what this could do for my life. And boy, did I find out. So, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce ourselves. We have a couple of my diamond leaders on tonight, and then Kat has been with us for quite a while as well. So we'll let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk to a couple of our newer distributors, and we're going to start asking questions. So if you're watching in right now, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you message me on Facebook, and if you have questions, message me on Facebook. I got a cute little phone cover for like $5 off Amazon. It's really neat because I always put all my stuff in there. So you can message me if you have any questions of your own so we can get to those as well. This is such a great opportunity for you guys to ask those things that just plague you, that may be like, I have no idea what I'm doing when I do about this or that, or how can I be successful without overcomplicating it? You know, just be raw, open, and don't be afraid to ask questions. So all right, we're going to start with, actually, we'll have Kat talk and introduce herself, because I know she's going to be a little busy, too.
Hey, can you hear me good?
Yes.
Okay, so, hold on, there's a baby.
Aww.
I have been, well, my 1 year anniversary will be in July, but actually I joined before in March of 2013, and then I quit. But I basically, you know, it took me a while to really catch the belief in myself. But now I have, you know, I feel like my journey really started the day I heard John Eric Mosler speak at It Works You, and I feel like, which was February of this year. And after that, I feel like I really caught the vision again, and I have decided to go for it. So now, even though I'm still a distributor and I haven't had my official first promotion, I'm definitely working really hard to make it to Diamond and earn the good bonus.
Yeah. You know what's so exciting about this is her husband is going for Ruby in the big is it the $1,000 bonus?
Mm-hmm.
The $1,000 bonus. Her sister has joined. She never was going to join this at all, but she saw what happened with Kat, like just the change in her, the confidence, the excitement, and she was like, I can do this too. And she was inspired by Yennefer too in her story. So it's neat how we can get inspired by other people. That's why I love pulling as many people as possible on these trainings. That's why I don't sit there by myself and do trainings by myself, because I think everybody has strengths and we can share those and everybody can learn from everybody else too. It's not just me. So I definitely have my own weaknesses, and that's where other people make up for it too. So, Kat, thank you so much, girl. I know that you've got the baby, so we will get back to you here later. Maybe one of these questions would be very good for you. All right, then we got Yennefer. Hey, girl.
Hi, guys. I'm Jennifer, and I'm a Diamond Leader where it works. I joined December 12th of 2014. Corinne is my sponsor. I love that girl to death. And yeah, I'm here. I'm in the team. I'm here to help you guys and ready to answer your questions.
Awesome. And we've got Sandra.
Hey guys, I'm Sandra, and I joined end of March or beginning of April, I don't even remember, of 2013, and I've I loved every single bit of my journey so far, and I just went diamond in March. So any questions, you guys feel free to ask or message me or text me. I'm always available.
And that is what is so cool about this is like we all have that one team, one mission attitude. And that is what really separates It Works from a lot of the other companies is we're always helping one another. And I am a firm believer in what goes around comes around, in karma, in what you put out in the universe you get back, and in God and how God works in mysterious ways. And I just believe in all of it. And so when we're helping others, even if it's not of a financial benefit or anything, that always comes back around some way, somehow. So that's what I love about it. We're always helping each other out no matter where people are in my organization too. So all right, awesome. Well, we've got a few of us who are more seasoned and experienced. We're always learning and growing. I'm always learning and growing. I'm always watching YouTube videos, listening in on like self-development. I love John Maxwell about leadership. And what's funny is in the beginning I kind of thought all that stuff was kind of like boring or like why do I need that, or I'm just basically sharing raps. And I didn't really get it though until it took me a while in my journey to get that, and then I was so excited to learn more about how I could be a better me, because that's when I saw my business start to grow even more so I could help more people. I had to really develop me. So self-development's huge. Really, I like to say this is self-development with a compensation plan. So, all right, let's see. Angela was like one of the first on. I'm so excited that you're on with us tonight. Angela, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Hi, I'm Angela. I started at the end of April with Corinne. I saw her at karate, saw some of her posts, started trying the reps, and then from there realized that, it'd be a great company to go with, and, because I wanted to do the stay-at-home mom thing, and I see how well it's growing and how well it's working for everyone. So, still kind of new, still trying to get my feet wet and figure out how to do things.
Yes. And what's your first question?
I wrote it down. It's next to me. The first one is how you blitz, because I know people say I'm going to the mall, I'm going here, I'm going wherever to blitz. What do? Do you walk up to someone and say, hey, let me tell you about this product? Do you just give them the card? Like, how do you blitz them? Because, I'm afraid of, number one, I don't know what to do. Number two, someone kicking me out of a place, and then someone yelling at me for bothering them. So it's like all these questions coming through my mind of before I even blitz. So
yeah, which is very common. Actually, it's very, very normal. Blitzing is one of those things that we just have to learn how to do it, because it's such a great tool to reach outside of our warm market. Because when we first start, we're going to have a warm market. That's usually our friends, our family, our coworkers, our neighbors. And so those are typically the people that we talk to first. However, this is also about getting to that cold market, because there's 7 billion people in this world, and we're just a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of that. So you're going to want to get out there and start telling everybody about it. So blitzing is one of the best tools that we can use. I don't have my stuff down here now. Do you have a blitz card, Jennifer?
Yeah, right here.
Here's something that I love, okay? Like, I like to not really plan too much, because I think there's beauty in learning things immediately, or just like from the top of your head, because I think when things are too planned out, people feel like, wow, there's so much work that goes into this, and things are premeditated, and there's more of a robotic answer. And so what I like to do is I like to keep it super, just like on a whim, because I think what we want to hear is we want to know the real truth, right? We want to know exactly how you do it. How the heck do you do it? And Jennifer is one of those who like had no nothing that stops her from going out and blitzing, or being afraid to approach somebody. So we'll get kind of a couple different people's perspective on how they do it, and let's be really specific on how we do it, because that's what I needed when I started. I needed somebody to show me, like not just here's the Blitz card, we give it to people and this is how, we tell people about our business. I needed to see it done. I needed to figure out, like, how do you say that? How do you word that? And that was me. And so, Angela, it sounds like that would be helpful for you too. Like, let me see it. Let me hear exactly how that's done then.
The way I learn is by watching people and by doing it. That's how I learn.
Awesome. Well, you're local too, girl, so you're going to go out with us and do some more blitzing together. All right. So, Jennifer, do you want to give us kind of a rundown, lowdown, how you go about blitzing?
Well, I go up to anybody. I don't have a certain category of people. The only people that I'm more like, I kind of don't blitz is like guys. And I do have guys blitz cards, but the only way like that you see me blitzing a guy, I tell my girls this, that if I see them checking me out. So that's the only way I blitz a guy. They're not checking me out, they're not getting blitzed. So I try to blitz all the women, no matter, as long as they look like they're over 18, and I don't care how old they are. So I just be like, hey, can I give you a coupon to my business? That's my line. So you just have to find a line that works for you. But that's my line. That's the line that I use. Hey, can I give you a coupon to my business? And just like that, with a smile, excited, sound excited. Sometimes they're going to be like, no, I'm not interested. I'll be like, all right, thank you. Have a good day. Keep it moving to the next person. If they grab it and they say, no, I've never heard about it, then I always have my phone already open to my before and after picture. So that's my key. Have the coupon in your hand, have your phone ready to show a picture and ready to take a phone number. So when they say they never heard about it, I say, oh my God, let me show you a picture of my before and after. This is what it does. Boom. And then I mentioned you could try it for $25, or if you host a party, you could try it for free. We also have some parties that we host ourselves, our team. If you want, I could send you an invitation over the phone. That's my line to get the phone number. So, 90% of the time it works. There's some times that they tell me no. Then when they tell me no about the contact, I try to get their Facebook. I'll say, I also have some free giveaways, and I'll post a lot of different information on my Facebook. Oops, did I lose you? Okay. Can I have your Facebook? So when they tell me no with the phone number, I try to Facebook. So, I mean, was that like simple enough? You just got to find your line to go up to someone and just sound excited. Because when I was posting last night on the team page, you sound excited. Excitement sells, They're going to remember your face by what you said and how excited you were. So that's my way of blitzing.
Awesome. I love that because I know that you have no inhibition to go right up to somebody. You're okay with getting a no. So you've probably had more no's than I have ever had in 3 years. And that's because that's the difference. Everybody has different ways of blitzing. And guess what? Jennifer can go into a mall for an hour and walk out with 4 to 6 phone numbers at least. And that's because she's not afraid to go do that. And so she's really great belly to belly. Just to kind of give you, tell Isa she can join us.
I'm telling her now.
Okay. And then to give you kind of like a comprehensive overview, there's a couple different ways that we do build this business. So we have tools so we do the blitzing, okay? We can do parties, we can do one-on-ones, and we can do Facebook parties, and we can use social media. So there's the belly to belly, talking word of mouth. You see somebody in front of you, you're talking to them, whether it be the Blitz card. And then you can use the social media aspect. So there is really comprehensively, these are the ways you can build your business, and utilizing all of them is going to help you be successful sooner. Well, I don't want to say sooner because you never just arrive. You're always growing and you're always learning. But being able to just do all of them helps. But if you are strong at social media, then learn how to use social media to your full advantage, because I can tell you a good portion of mine was through social media, my success. I'm getting to where I am now. Blitzing was something it took me quite a while. So what, to me, I can remember actually the day that I made the decision that I was just going to do it. I was sitting in a Lowe's parking lot. I had all my Blitz cards ready. I'm like, okay, I've got them ready. I'm going to do this. I had to go in for something, so I went in and somebody helped me get what I needed, and that person was so nice and kind, and I was like, dang, this would be such an easy Blitz, and I chickened out. I followed them to the register, I checked out, and I chickened out. So what I did was I sat in that parking lot and I freaking cried. I cried because I was like, why am I allowing fear to stop me from being successful? And what is wrong with me? Like, why can't I do this? Why can't I figure out, why am I so afraid? And that's where that self-development comes in too, is just being more confident in yourself. But I liked a lot of these like little quotes that I started reading about fear and how it's so debilitating, and it's such a great way to know that you're not alone, for one, that everybody can feel this. It's how you approach it or how you overcome it. So fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run, F-E-A-R, or face everything and rise. So I wasn't about to let myself be defeated. So what I did was I went into that plaza and I got out of my car and I started walking down and just going and visiting little shops. So there's this secondhand store, and I went in, and then the woman there was an older lady. She was really nice, and I was walking around, and in my head I'm going, okay, I know I'm here to blitz. Oh my goodness, I'm here to blitz, but what am I going to look for? Okay, I'm here for a purpose. I'm like, I'm just looking around, And then finally I went to buy something, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this. And I pulled it out, and I was like, can I give you a coupon for my business? And, I had a smile on my face, and she was super interested. And actually later that day, I went back and wrapped her later that day. So here comes in my second favoriteest quote ever, and oh man, I don't have it pulled up right now, but Kat had just posted the same thing. Let me see if it'll pop up quickly here that I can tell you, because I'm gonna get something made with this on it, because okay. Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage, and something great will come of it. So I really love that quote because it's so true. So I really remind myself of that. I just need 20 seconds of insane courage. 20 seconds. What's a no going to do to me? What is a no going to do to me? Well, I think we're afraid of rejection. So we got to realize they're saying no to the card. They're not saying no to us. So I am now a great blitzer. I have my own groove, and that's the way to do it, is find your groove, stay in your groove, and keep blitzing. Don't stop. Just keep blitzing, because it's not as scary as your mind actually makes it to be. And so I'm an opportunist. I just say, like if somebody's being kind of friendly or, just at least making some sort of eye contact, I'm going to give them a coupon, for my business. And it ends up, I can tell you I've probably never had a no. I don't think I've ever had a no. But I go in for the contact information if somebody's receptive. You've got to get contact information so that you are in control of your business. What that means is you're going to call and follow up with them. Most likely they're probably not going to call you. But do it in baby steps if you need to. Get the card in people's hands. If you just need to start getting cards in people's hands, then start growing your confidence in your courage to ask for contact info. I love getting people on Facebook. That one is I love doing Facebook. I hand them my phone with Facebook open in the search bar open so they can find themselves. So if you're excited, then don't be afraid, because excitement, they're going to remember your excitement before they remember anything you said anyway. So there's certain ways to blitz, and we can do different kinds of blitzing examples later if we have some time too. So all right, what's your second question? Angela had a second question that I love. I love her second question.
when you blitz, you put your information, your phone number. Um, since I'm new, I'm still kind of uncomfortable. Like, how do you guys give out your phone numbers without the fear of like weirdos calling you and prank calls and all this craziness?
Well, actually, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I have never, ever had anybody random, weird, or prank call me. So I think that's just fear, probably. Just fear that it could, but if we live in fear, then we don't go anywhere. So I think that would, if you want to just put like your email on there, but I would highly recommend the phone number. Actually, here's a little tip. If you want to start out this way, but I think it's going to prolong your courage to just do it, is Google. Google will give you a free phone number that will forward to your number. And you can choose which way to have it forwarded. Sometimes you can just have it sent straight to voicemail and that sort of thing. So that's an option. You can go to Google phone or just Google it. I did do that in the beginning for, I don't remember what it was. Maybe I did that for a marketing material. I don't remember. But yeah. So, and then you had another question though. Go ahead.
Last question. Had a lot of questions. Sorry. I have 5 people right now. Some of them contacted me, and saying they wanted the wraps or they wanted the products, and I've contacted them back. They've always said stuff like, I can't do it now. I gotta do this. Blah blah blah. And I've contacted them a few times. When we do events online, I send them invites. How much is too much? Like, what are you supposed to do? I don't want to bug them to the point they just push me away, and I don't want to not bug them where they forget about me.
Yes. I think let's ask Sandra what she does.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Good. Lou's kind of quiet right now. So what I like what Corinne says, to be pleasantly persistent. So I always follow up. And from everybody I've learned that the fortune is in the follow-up. I kind of, 2 is usually my magic number, whether it's 2 days, 2 weeks, or I do twice a month, so every 2 weeks. Just because, like you said, you don't want them to forget about you. And sometimes when I follow up, like if I feel like it's too much, what I do in between that follow-up is I will just check in with them. Just, hey, how are you doing? I hope things are great. You don't ever want to stop following up. I've had, actually, over 2 years ago, because I started a little over 2, it was one of my first PLCs. So one of my first potential loyal customers, she was interested back then in the lip and eye. And I kept following up. I was like, I was excited because in the beginning you get excited because all these people tell you they're interested, and then she just wouldn't sign up. And I was like, what is going on? So I just kept following up because I kept hearing from everybody that you had to follow up. So I was like, all right, let's just do this. So at first it was every 2 weeks, and then I was like, all right. She kept saying no, so I pushed it to once a month with her. But every month I would check in with her, and in between, about the lip and eye. And in between that, I would just say, hey, how are you doing? I hope things are great. Your kids, she has 2 boys, your kids are getting so big, and that was it. So that she wouldn't, because it's kind of like part of that whole being thoughtful. And I really was interested because I knew her before she had kids. So that's what I do. I kind of try to find something, so a connection that I can keep touching base with them and not losing, basically not losing that kind of small relationship that we have. And she actually signed up 3 months ago finally, so it took her 2 years, and now she's a really good loyal customer because now she wants to try every single product we have, so she's not in it just for 3 months and quitting. So that's an example of somebody that I've known for a while. Now if it's somebody like a stranger that I just met yesterday, I will follow up within, I follow up the next day because that's what I tell them I'm going to do. And then if they don't sign up right away, then I'm like, okay, I'll check in with you in a week, and I will check in with them the next week, like I told them. And then this was a recent one actually. And then she was like, okay, I'm not ready yet. And I was like, okay, I'll follow you. This was on a Friday. I'll follow up with you on Monday. I'll give you the weekend. And she still wasn't ready. So then I was like, all right, I'll follow up with you at the end of the week. So by Friday, it took me 4 follow-ups. She finally was like, okay, let's try this. And she was a little skeptical, but she tried it. She loved it. She sent me her before and after. So really, you want to keep like 2 really is like every 2 days or every 2 weeks is a good number to kind of stay. And for me personally, I always try to write it down because you forget after a while. You start following up with so many people. You don't want to not call them. So keep track of when you originally talked to them.
Yes, and you're able to also, like, what I really like is the tip that if you get yourself like a calendar organizer and you can write down people's names on the day that you're going to be following up with them, because here's the best advice I can give you is every time you follow up with someone, if they're not ready then, give them or ask them a good date to follow up. So if they're getting paid next Friday, say somebody says, I can't now, I don't get paid for another 2 weeks. So I say, oh, okay, then what would be a great day to follow up with? What day do you get paid? And I put it on my calendar because I know that we have just made an agreement to do that. So I'm going to follow up with them. So then they're going to, fulfill their end of the agreement. It's not always, but, that's going to be the best way to do it. I think let's give you just a little example. There's going to be a lot of newbies on. We are what you call farmers. And so what a farmer does is they go out and they plant their seeds. So what that looks like for us is blitzing, telling people on Facebook, and telling our people around us and our friends and family. And then we sow the seed. So we're following up with people, and we continue following up with people. So we're sowing that seed, we're watering it, and then you get your harvest. So on average, it takes people, 7 or so times to be followed up with or to be invited to something before they show up or they follow through. So that's what I love about this is it's a mentality, it's a mindset, it's a numbers thing. If you know that 1 out of every 10 people you talk to sign up, and you need 4 customers by next week, then how many people do you need to talk to? You need to talk to at least 40 people. So you kind of figure out after a while, like, what's my success rate like? And so it's really important that you remember that. You remember we're always planting the seed, we're sowing the seed, and you reap your harvest. So there will be times in my business where I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like nothing going on, I'm freaking out. But that's because I'm in the sowing phase still. I'm still out there just planting, sowing, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, and it's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So there will be, that's why we always work our steps to success, because you want a goal every month, and ultimately to get your goal here, your 4 customers and 3 distributors every month, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. Planting, sowing, reaping. Planting, sowing, reaping. So the more people you talk to, the quicker you fill up your steps to success. So that was a really good one. That was a really good one. Not everybody answers. Don't ever take it personally. If somebody says it doesn't answer, it's a not now, but keep following up. Did that answer most of that question? Is there another part of it that we could be a little bit more specific about?
No, that answers it, because I don't want to bug them. I don't want to, I follow up. They say, oh, I'm interested in the wrap. We talk about it, and I follow up with them, and it's just nothing. Now they're ignoring me, or oh, I'm still not ready, and I don't want to push them away, but I don't want to forget about them. I don't want them to forget about me.
Right. Well, I think it does come down to kind of the mentality of the fact that what we do is really exciting. We have an awesome product. We believe in the products, and we know that they help people. So when we get in that headspace of, I'm just really excited about this, and I know that you want to try it, we just need to figure out the best time for you to want to try this? Like, when are you going to be ready? Because not everybody's ready immediately. Even though, because like let's just take for instance, I made a phone call because I was curious about a service, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember thinking at the time, like, this is like exactly what our business is like. I was calling about a service, and so I wasn't ready right then, but I was calling, so I was curious, and I wasn't ready right then. So what they did was they continued to follow up with me, and I was like, oh, I kind of looked at my phone, and I'd be like, okay, send a voicemail. I'm not ready. Send a voicemail. And then eventually I was ready, and I picked up the phone. So if you really think about it, people just sometimes aren't ready, but they appreciate the follow-up because, that could be that. There was another instance that I really was hoping I could remember to give you kind of a visual about it, but it's true though. You really, really want to just keep that mindset of like, we're just offering something and people aren't ready yet. And keep following up. Cool, good. Yeah, let's see. Oh, Sierra did have a question as well, so we'll have to make sure we make time for her at the end too. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that helped some. Let's go to Alexis. Is it Lexi?
Hi.
Hey, girl.
How are you? My name is Alexis. I just write that for short.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, good.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. You can tell us when you started, a little bit about yourself, and who sponsored you.
Well, I just started actually last month, so I'm pretty new. Sandra was the one that introduced me to the whole thing. And I'm just excited. I haven't been so focused on it because I just came back from vacation. I was visiting my family. But she's been on top of me. She's been motivating me a lot. So I'm excited to still continue.
Yay. Awesome. So have you gotten your 4 customers in your first 30 days by chance?
I haven't, but I'm still working on it. I actually had 2 people that are considering it. I actually sold a wrap today, so I was excited.
Yay!
Yeah.
Action conquers fear. That's it is because if things aren't going on in your business, or you're feeling like it's not working out for you, really, are you working the business? So action.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the action, getting out there and just talking to people. So
yeah,
you can do it. I know you can. How many more days do you have left?
I actually only have a week left, but I'm pretty confident that I can do it. So
yeah, that's a lot of time to make it happen. Because I'm going to give some little social media tips that I think are going to really help everybody to get their business rolling good. So, do you have a good question for us?
Not really, to be honest with you. Everything that Angela was saying, it was pretty much my concerns. How to approach people. Like I said, I haven't been too focused on it really. But now I'm putting my mind to it, and I just started with the ladies at my job. I spoke to them, and they kind of pointing me into other people that might be interested in it. So I'm taking baby steps. So hopefully that works out for me.
Cool. Are you what do you do? What is your job?
I work at a shoe store. It's called Traffic.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm constantly always talking to women. So hopefully I'm a little bit open to approach more people. That's kind of been my issue a little bit, but I feel like it'll be okay.
Oh, good. Yes, because those booths that go up around the calf area. They can't get it up. Let them know you got a wrap for that. No joke.
Yes.
And
that's a very good tip.
Yeah. Well, and that raises something that I think a lot of people are concerned about. A lot of times people get started and they have a part-time job or they have a full-time job, and they're like, I can't market this at my job. So a good way to get around that, there are little ways you can do this. There's adding your coworkers on Facebook, okay, so that they're seeing your posts on social media, and also being able to carry the Blitz card like off a lanyard hanging on your purse. So you always got kind of like a marketing material, something that is showing the, getting somebody to want
Catches
to.
somebody's attention.
Yes. And so they're like, what is that? Well, this is what I do on the side. You know, these are those wraps things. Ding! Here's a card. So
Yeah.
there's always ways around that too. So good. Well, if another question comes up, let me know too. And we have Yvonne. All right. I know this girl has questions.
Hi, I'm Yvonne. I live just outside of Pittsburgh now. I'm originally from upstate New York. Stephanie was my sponsor.
Stephanie Smith. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, Stephanie Smith. And beautiful little Avery. I joined on May 18th, so I'm still within my 30 days. And I spend a ton of time outside blitzing with the kids, and they have a blast helping me. But it doesn't seem to amount to much.
Okay, well, you know what? That's exactly what you're doing, though, is you're planting right now. So if you're blitzing, then are you going for the contact information?
I have gotten a lot of contact information, and just like Sandra, I continue to follow up. I give about every 3 days or so, and I'll retouch with someone. I have an entire an Excel spreadsheet full of details on when I've talked to them, when I first met them, where I met them, how I met them, what they were interested in, and go from there. And then
Awesome.
I go back and I'd be like, oh, well, we were at the ball field. Do you remember what we did there? And, like, just relate it back if I don't have them on Facebook as to what we did or where we were at. And tonight I was out picking up medication because I'm sick again, go figure. And I blitzed the cheer guy because he looked beyond miserable. And I go to, like, I can't have someone that miserable waiting on me. You need a smile on your face. That was the first thing I said to him, and it just perked him up. I'm like, you need to do happy at. Why don't you take my coupon here, and let's see if we can join us. And he took it. He was all excited, and we got a couple more people in line. He's like, I'll call you tomorrow. He works tomorrow, so I'll probably just stop back at the grocery store and see him. And then I ran over to Target where the other meds are, and there was a gentleman. We were looking for bottles of Coke with the names on it. Not like I'll ever find mine. And he had two little boys in the buggy with him, and we were talking, and his youngest has to be about 3, Elliot's age, and he goes, look, my favorite color, green. So we started talking about green and black and how I've always got green and black on, and he saw the bracelet that I have on my wrist, and he's like, tell me about that. And he's like, my wife would be very interested in it. So I took his number, and he took a card, and his wife is supposed to call me tomorrow, and I'm going to just follow back up with them on Sunday night after church.
Cool. That's perfect. That's awesome. So what you did was you actually built a rapport with him really quickly in the beginning. So I love doing that too. Like, I love using people's names if they have a name tag on, you know, and just, you know, paying somebody a compliment really opens somebody's window of listening. You know, they want to hear more. If you compliment them genuinely on something, it really opens the floor to talk more. So I think what you've done is great, and one of the questions that we had on the event page was about organization. So that's the way you organize, and I think that's fantastic. That is awesome. Like, so why don't we all throw out one organizational tip that we have, because the Excel spreadsheet works great for you, so somebody else might really love that too. I am not an Excel girl. It scares me. I use my phone for everything, so when I store somebody's contact information in here, what I do is I just put in the notes section on my phone, like where we met and when we met, so that I'm able to revert back to that it reminds me too of how we met. And so who else? Let's see. Sandra's really, really great at organization too. Do you want to throw in some organizational tips, Sandra?
Me personally, I I actually printed out an extra hundreds list, and this is the new one where I've been adding actually my newest people. And instead, because I don't really get emails from people, I just get their phone number or Facebook Messenger. So on the email side, I use it for notes. So there I put like what she was saying, that I put where I met them, and I don't know, I just write small and I keep track of when I'm going to follow up with them. And so my email thing is just for my notes, and this is what I use to kind of keep track. And I always have this folder with me, like everywhere I go. I just made it myself. It's I just taped it, works on it, and I keep all my follow-up info right in here. So that just works for me. It's funny because I've seen Stephanie done Periscoping live lately, and she has kind of like what I do, a folder. So
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Up folder. Because ultimately, if you can have some customer order forms and distributor order forms and your hundreds list, you can work from anywhere. So, like she said, just follow-up info in there. She can be sitting and waiting at the doctor's office with her kids and pull out and text a couple people. So really we can work during our life, no matter what we're doing. And that's what's cool, just getting it, working it into your life like a lifestyle. Do you organize your LCs? You? I think you do.
I do.
Yeah, why don't you?
Yeah, I do. Once they finally do become an LC, then that I do have in an Excel spreadsheet. But what I've noticed lately, in my list is huge, but what I've noticed lately is that this folder really helps me, because like you said, I could go anywhere. Like lately we've been going to the Science Center. So I'm in the process of writing down my LCs onto a piece of paper, like real old school, just because I can't take my computer everywhere with me and it's not as convenient. So that's the only reason. I'm still going to keep my Excel sheet and I'll still add to it, but I think this folder has really helped me, and I keep everything in here. And this fits in everything. I could throw it in the diaper bag. I could throw it in everything. So that's why I keep this and my journal. So in my journal, I write my new contacts, just because this is to hold me accountable for adding at least 10 new people to my new contact list every day. Because I've learned that if I don't have enough people to follow up with, then I'm not going to have enough people to say yes to me. So I make a point to add my 10 people, and I got that from a YouTube that Kat put up. That was a great tip from, I can't remember her name right now, but that was an awesome video that Kat shared.
That is awesome. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys how I save my my possible loyal customers. So I don't have a spreadsheet neither. Like, I'm not a spreadsheet person, but when I get somebody's phone number and I'm out blitzing, I save them. Like, if her name is Maria, I'll put PLC Maria, and then in the notes section, I do like Corinne does, and puts, I met them at the mall, she had 3 kids, she had blonde hair, she had red lipstick, whatever, something to remember, for me to remember that person. So I'll put PLC. And if I felt like someone is, let me show you on my phone right now. So once I do that, when I go to my phone book and I just type PLC, can you guys see it or no? No, it doesn't show, right? You can't see it, Sandra? So when I type PLC in the search box, you see all the PLCs, like everybody that I've put in there that is a possible loyal customer. And if I speak to someone, if I blitz someone that I feel like they have more like a distributor, characteristics, or they bubbly or whatever, I'll put PDT and I'll save the name, like PDT Maria. And then in the notes section, again, I would write something to remind me of them. And then once they become loyal customers, I just did this recently, maybe like a week ago. I bought like one of these file things from Walmart, and it has 25 slots. So what I did is that I printed the face sheet when the customer signs up, like that face sheet when you log into your account that it shows their name, their address, their phone number. That face sheet, I printed it and I put it by the date that their auto shipment is supposed to run. So this is how I keep track of my loyal customers already. So every slot has a date. Like number 1 is whoever runs their auto shipment. This is what it looks like. And it has their auto shipment, the last thing they ran, their phone number, like the face sheet. So I did this recently because I was losing count. Like after you get like 20 loyal customers, you're going to lose count if you don't find something that works for you to keep you in track. Planners, phones, like you need everything that can help you keep in track. So that is what I did. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm back. Everybody's texting me. That is what I did for my loyal customers. And then, my possible loyal customers, I just save them on my phone until they become loyal customers. And that is my tip. Kathy. Oh, Karen, you back? All right. So I just told them my tip.
That's good. Hey, Kat, do you have a way, something special to you that helps you to stay organized?
That is actually where I need help the most. That's why I posted the question, because I'm still like trying to find, a good system for me to stay organized. So I'm loving all these tips.
Awesome. Good, good, good. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'm not sure if, did somebody mention the way that we learned at conference? Somebody mentioned about the file accordion.
Yeah, I just did mine.
Okay.
Also
Sorry, I had to go out there. Okay, cool. That's really awesome. Is there another way of like that you want to know about organizing that would help?
Yvonne?
Something we didn't cover, Kat?
Oh.
No, I think that was it.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay,
Can I share one thing about organizing DTs?
go for it.
Hold on, let me pull up. So something I just started doing. So it's good to start, I think, when you're smaller, because it was a lot more work doing it now 2 years later. So even if you have just one DT, what I did, I went to the dollar store and I got these little folders. I think they came in packs of 3, and I just got green and black ones. So for every DT, I do a new folder, and I put their name up here. So I have a whole bunch. And then in here, when I have a new DT join me, I do ask them for their goals so that I know what they're working towards. It helps me, and it becomes overwhelming to try to remember everybody once you get a little bit bigger. So in this folder, I keep whatever their goals were, because usually they email them to me or they message them to me, so I print it out. And then I stick that in here, and then I start a Ruby chart for every single one as well. And so that sits in here, and then, as they grow, like here's a Ruby. And then on this, I also put when they started. That way I could keep track of their first 30 days and if they're in for a bonus. So this one right here, this one's Lewis's, so he's going for the $1,000 bonus. And then I keep track of everything. I'm sorry, Lexi. I keep track of everything in this folder. So this I found really, really helpful.
I need to do that.
So it's just a little.
I need to do that.
Just a little tidbit.
I think Corinne left. We gotta elaborate.
Sorry.
Oh, she's back.
Sorry, I'm helping somebody with an issue. Cool. So let's see. Who did we get that? Okay, Ivani, did you have a question you would like us to talk about? Isis is on too. We forgot to say, hey, Isis. We're gonna have her tell a little bit about how she got started and so far her journey. So, Ivani, do you have a question that you would like us to answer?
Well, I'm actually I've got like 6 days, I think, left in my first 30. I have yet to get an LLC, and I think I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong or what I'm not doing wrong as to why I can't seem to get someone to say yes. Most of the people are like, oh, I have to wait till payday, and I have to wait till this, or I have to wait till that. This has to come first. So I still follow up, but it seems like everybody I follow up with wants to say, no, not right now, and it gets hard, and it feels like I just want to stop, but I know I can't. So is there anything else to do besides going to get more potentials, obviously?
Well, I think one thing that we forget to kind of say is make sure that we're keeping this really, really, really simple, and that we are not answering a question that hasn't been asked. Because I think we have a tendency sometimes to over talk, and we talk ourselves out of stuff, and it may not be what you're doing at all, but it is something that a lot of us do in the beginning, is we tend to throw up all this information on somebody, and now they're scared away. So the best thing to do is just remember to do not answer a question that hasn't been asked, and don't be afraid to go in for the sale. Not so much the sale, but say the close. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to wanting? You know, are you to being ready to get the wraps? You know, order the wraps or become a distributor. And so then you kind of see where they're at. I think a lot of this has to do with emotion too. So if somebody's afraid to try something new, you know, figure out why. Why are you afraid? And then you can help to squash those fears. Or maybe they just don't have the money right now, or, you know, a lot of the times what we can do is we can start, of course, asking new people. You want to start asking new people and looking for different avenues to reach people. So we have team-wide Facebook parties, but you can have your own Facebook party too. There's a template in our team page, so that anybody can go and grab the pictures and have their own too. So there's really great ways of just continuing to sow the seed, even if it looks different. So if you're, you know, say you already messaged all your friends on Facebook, but now you're inviting them all to a party, you're still sowing people that way. And I think people love stories, and people love testimonies, and, you know, because they need something to relate to. So I think that's a really great way to reach down inside of somebody too, and really get them closer to being ready. So, awesome. I am going to let Isis introduce herself.
Hi!
Hi, Isis!
Oh my god, I'm so excited to be part of this team. I found Jenny in an Instagram page about 3 weeks ago in my husband's Instagram. And I was just like, who is this girl? So I found her and I saw pictures, and because I had just a baby 7 months ago, I was interested in the wrap. So I contacted her, and she talked to me, and she talked me in. And I just knew since I was a little girl that I was going to be rich. I don't know how, but I thought that this was the way. And it's been great. What I do is that every day when I feel scared or when I have doubts, I always call Jenny. Jenny, what about this? What about that? And she's a great leader. She's been helping me a lot. And so far, I'm boxed for Ruby.
So excited for you. So we want you to tell, like, almost all the girls here are new too, except me, Sandra, and Kat. So, like, your tips are, like, what have you been doing? What are, like, your daily stuff? Tell everybody, what do you do besides it works, and what you've been doing to get yourself there to Ruby in 2 weeks.
I just don't waste an opportunity. If I see someone, I have to say, hey, have you tried that crazy wrap? I go to the gym like 3 times a week, and I list a lot. Like today I was there and I found like 5 possible loyal customers. And that's it. Just just address your fears, because when you talk to a loyal customer, when you talk to someone and you have doubts about the product, you have doubts about yourself, you don't know what you're talking about, they will eventually feel that you're not very comfortable talking about it. So if you feel like that, if you feel that you don't know a lot about the product or that you are not confident enough to talk to them, just call whoever signed you in, like I do. I always call Jenny. Jenny, I have that fear, and I address it before I talk. So when you talk with someone, you are confident enough, and they feel that. They feel that, and they will say, "Oh, I like that. I like that product. I like." So that's it. That's all I've been doing: talking, 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 and talking.
What do you do besides it works?
I work in a family company, which I'm desperate to grow. It works because I have one baby and I want to have 3 more, and it's not going to be possible if I keep working in my family business, because I work like 40 hours, more than 40, 60 hours a week, and I have no time. And it's like, it's not, I don't want to talk about bad about my family, but it's not good to work with family. It's too complicated. It gets too complicated. It gets too personal. And eventually you get tired of seeing them every day in your house, in family, in the family activities, in their work. So, and what I do in my work, I'm a supervisor. I work in a lot of supermarkets in Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. Tomorrow I have to go to Philadelphia, and that's what I do. I go there and I supervise promotion. So I make sure that the products that are in the supermarket get sale in a due time. That's what I do.
Awesome. And how many kids do you have?
Only one. 7 months.
Where's the baby?
And I want 3 more.
Where is he? He's sleeping?
No, he's with his father because right now he's in a very bad mood.
Oh, okay,
He wants
okay.
to be with me.
So, we wanted to have Isis on to inspire all you girls and everybody else that's watching too that are new and you guys are in your first 30 days. The key to starting off your business and making it, jump is talking to people. You have to talk to people. You have to take that fear away and talking as much as you can. Anyone that comes in your way. I mean, that's what I did when I started too. Everybody that came in my way, whether I went to the supermarket, whether I was at the pharmacy, anybody that I spoke to, I always tried to blitz and talk about the product. So as long as we always say your mouth is open, your business is open. Sandra, you have any more questions for Isis that you think that might benefit our team? Sandra?
No, but I love that you shared that. Just because you wasted no time, girl. You were fearless, and I think it's normal to have fear. I had fear.
Yeah,
So to hear
I
from
want to say
somebody,
something. I want to say something. When I found Jenny and I ordered the product, I was supposed to visit my mom in Georgia. And I did. I started right away. I found my 4 loyal customers without the kid. And then I went to Georgia, and the same day that I was supposed to leave, the postman came, and I couldn't get my kid. And then I ran to the post office, and the post office was closed. And I was like, oh man, I didn't want to go to Georgia without my kid. So I got there, and I don't know how I got my mom. I think my aunt, she had like the cream, the defining gel, a little one. And I got my mom to try it, and I convinced her to become a distributor. And then one of her clients, she has a beauty salon, came, and I talked to her, and she was like, okay, I want to get in, and I called Jenny, and we talked her in, and she became a distributor. So it's not about having the kick. It's about, am I pronouncing things well? No, yes. Can somebody say something?
What? We can hear you.
So it's not about having the package. It's not about having the wraps, having what you need in your hands. It's about talking and using the right words to someone. And I think transmitting, or like, it's contagious. When you have something, when you believe in something, when you want something, when you have a dream, when you have that energy, it's contagious. There's, if you talk to someone and you have that energy in you, that person is going to be like, I'm interested. Maybe not the day they're going to sign in, but they will give you their phone number. And maybe one day they will. The important thing is to plant the seed, to plant that dream, to plant that hope that people need.
I'm about to cry. I feel like a proud mother. Sandra, I think that's amazing. I'm happy that you are on the team and that you're on board, and we wanted to interview you so you can inspire some more people. Also, I want to tell everyone, we always tell this to people, don't compare your journey to anyone else's, because it might take you 3 months to get to Ruby, it might take you a month to get to Ruby, it might take you a year to get to Ruby. As long as you get there, that is what counts. So don't compare your journey and just go for it. Learn, stay plugged in, and go ahead, Sandra.
No, just what you said. Your journey is your journey. It took me 2 years to get to Diamond. It took Jennifer 3 months to get to Diamond. So I look back now, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have been less scared. But that's now what I try to teach my new people, like, put that fear aside, because it's just going to hold you back from what you really could do. So I've learned from myself, and I try to use that to teach my team. So I love Isa's story. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. I have a question for you, Sandra, because I talk to Jennifer every day. So I have a question for you. I would like you to answer me. How, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello? Okay. How you like, no control, because we cannot control emotions, but how you deal with your emotions, how you, like, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to do this, and I feel great, and yesterday I felt really down about it. So how you deal with this, you've been in this business for how long, maybe a year, 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. So how you keep yourself constant? That's the question.
That's my favorite part of this business. It's called self-development. And I read and watch every possible video. When I used to feel like I was in a slight funk, that's what it's called, you're in a little bit of a funk, yeah. I immediately, like, if I start feeling it a little bit, type in on Google, Jump the Funk by Mike Patillo. And I recommend that to everybody. Jump the funk. Even if you are not in a funk, if you just started, I recommend to watch that. If you could watch that tonight, it's 7 mini videos. They are amazing. I still watch them even when I'm not in a funk, because it's good to actually. There was something I watched, and it was Mike Patillo actually on a Google Hangout. And let me pull up my notes. He said something that is so good. He said you have to bulletproof yourself. And in order to bulletproof yourself, you have to do a lot of reading that's encouraging, because you are going to get those no's, and you're going to get those people that just kind of, I guess, like haters, that bring you down a little bit or might say little comments.
That's my problem, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you really have to bulletproof yourself, and I have learned, I'm like totally bulletproof. Hubby's always like, how'd you not care what they said? I'm like, because they're not gonna affect my future and our future. So that's what has become a part of my brain. I don't let anything affect me that is negative. I just, oh well, it's kind of their loss.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I add something to that?
Yes,
Okay. So this is something that I had to deal with a lot. I mean, when I started, I even quit because I let myself get so psyched out. I would be, constantly up and down. I would get excited, then I would get, fearful. And now I find, even though I still have like little funks of like maybe like a day of where I don't really feel like, working it, or but now I just feel that plugging into, like Sandra said, which was great advice, but plugging into all the, the team with your sponsor, tell them, tell your sponsor, I'm feeling down today. And now I feel like working my business, like actually taking action, beats that. Like if I feel like I get in a funk when I just stop, when I don't follow up with people, when I'm not plugging in too much, when I'm, so I just do anything it takes to take action, something to better my business, and I remember why I'm doing this. I remind myself, like I look at my dream boards and I look at my, I think about my goals, I think about why I want, what my, the rank that I want to achieve, and I just use that, and I just, the other stuff just falls away.
I have a big question. I know most of you guys are local to someone at least. I know there are a few of us that are out of state in different areas from where our sponsor are, myself included. How do you go about not feeling so down in the dumps when you don't have anybody else local to you? I mean, today I did find a couple other people. I mean, they're about an hour and a half away, but it's closer than everybody else that I've found in Philly that's on our team, that's 4.5, 5 hours away, or Stephanie in New York who's 7 hours away. How do you feel motivated if you're by yourself most of the time? That's where my funk seems to get me, is I feel like nobody else in the Pittsburgh area knows about this. I'm trying to get out there and blitz the bird, but it's just me, and it feels like I'm this tiny little pea inside of Heinz Field.
Okay, first off, whoever's not talking, please mute your tablet because some background noise is coming from somewhere. I don't know who's who. Oh, Yvonne, you're fine because you're asking the question. But I think like for what I would answer is technology is so advanced that even though that, you don't have that, your whole team right next to you, but like let's say like with me and Isis is in New York and I'm her sponsor and I'm here in Florida. So we talk every day. Like there's not like one day, look at her face. There's not like one day that I don't speak to her. So just staying plugged in when you do feel down, call Stephanie. If you can't reach Stephanie, you reach Corinne. You can't reach Corinne, you meet Sandra, any of your diamond uplines just to give you a little push or a little advice or whatever it is, because we have a lot of teammates all over the place, and we wish we could be everywhere and split ourselves, but we can't. And once you start building your own team in your hometown, you're gonna have local people, and it's gonna become a little bit easier to go out blitzing together, go out for lunch, for training, and then blitz at the restaurant. Like once you get a couple of more people, I think with time, it should get a little bit easier for you in your area. Like for me, when I started It Works, I only had 2 years in Florida. I didn't have no friends. I have 4 friends in the whole state of Florida. And I did my launch party, and 3 of them signed up as an LC. And I didn't have no distributors, no teammates here, local. So I'm telling you, like more than half of my team is over there in New York and other states. I have Puerto Rico, I have North Carolina. Like they're just everywhere. I'm fortunate to have Corinne and Sandra that they're here local because she was my sponsor. But like I found Corinne because she's my sponsor. She's here, so you're gonna have people that you're gonna sponsor in your area. So I think that when that happens and your team starts growing a little bit, even if you get 2-3 people, it's gonna be more easier when those times come when you feel down, because you could just call your local teammates and be like, hey, let's go blitzing, let's go here. But until then, you have all of us, and just use technology. If you have to FaceTime, if whatever, if you want to text us, call us, FaceTime, we're all here for you to, help you when that time a need. What do you want to add to that, Sandra? You're muted, Sandra. You're muted. We can't hear you. There you go.
Whoops, I thought I unmuted it. I've been encouraging all of my new DTs to get on Periscope and follow Stephanie Dunn on Periscope, Joel Dunn, Pam Souter, Kay Souter, Lisa Fuller, all Mark Pentecost, John Eric, Mike Patillo. Follow everybody, Corinne, Jennifer, Stephanie, myself, because this is so awesome. Cami Dempsey. It is awesome technology. It's live. It's a live broadcast. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, it's a live broadcast, so you feel like you're there with them. So we are seeing our top leaders also in their own personal, they give tips about blitzing. They're out there, atop the company, and they're out there doing rap parties, and you can pick up tips from them, seeing them do the party pad live, seeing them follow up live on Periscope. So if you haven't downloaded Periscope, please do so. This will really help everybody. It's helped me a lot, and it's only been like 2 weeks of it or 3 weeks of it. And keep in mind that if you miss the live broadcast, you only have 24 hours to watch the replay. So usually at night, after the kids are down, I'll pull up my phone and see what I missed throughout the day and watch it. Because technology, what you said, technology is really, really awesome.
I agree. Awesome answer. I love the Periscope. I'm loving Periscope. Anybody else have any other questions? Kat or Isis or Lexi?
I don't have a question, but I would like to say something about how to feel better when you're by yourself. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just think a little selfish. I mean, think that the whole town is for yourself, and all the distributors that are going to be from that town are going to be under you.
That's for you, Yvonne.
I mean, I would think that way. When I joined this the first time, I never heard before of this. So I was like, oh my God, I should be here, because this is not like Avon that está quemado. Do you know that term? How would you translate that, Jennifer?
That is already played out.
It's not Avon, it's not Amway. This is something that people are like, what is that? So take advantage of that, and just take advantage of, like they say, Periscope. But if you're in a town by yourself, girl, you're the Rambo there. You're the girl that has the gold under the arms. So take advantage of that.
Oh, I love that. That is so awesome, because it's true. I think that this business is a lot about perception and attitude. And I know that it's so easy to focus on the negative and, what is it that I'm lacking? What am I missing? And instead, it's how can I improve? How can I, how can I not feel lonely? Let me figure out the solution to that. Because I've gone through so much of myself, and I'm so hard on myself. I'm way too hard on myself. And it does, it affects me. It affects me in negative ways. So I have to always remind myself and feed myself with positive energy, being around the positive people, you know, self-development, listening to a lot of the other leaders who came before us, listening to their YouTube videos, and, you know, just getting my mind back to the basics, you know, and stop complicating things. We don't need to recreate the wheel. And we can just go out there and use the tools they've already given us and do that self-development along the way, make sure we have a good attitude and perception of the business, because really we're going to create our own reality in this. You know, and some people may say this business isn't working for me. Well, you have to work the business. So it's about that, you know, perception in your head and your attitude. This business doesn't come into somebody's life to go, it's not changing your life, you're changing your life through the business. So it's really important to remember your success is in your hands, and that they give you all the tools that you need. It's us. It's a mind game. It is, plain and simple. The majority of what we do is a mind thing, and you have to put mind over matter. And if you look at like our color personalities, you'll get to know different people, like between being a red personality, yellow, green, blue, and you'll get to know people and recognize what's their personality like. And you can take a red personality. A red personality is a lot more confident. They don't usually get in the way of themselves. They can be more abrasive. They can be more direct. They're very money driven. They're goal driven. They're competitive. And so when people listen to Yennefer, that's what they're seeing, is they're seeing that confidence, the drive, she's not getting in the way of herself. You know, that confidence really does show in her. But then you look at somebody who may be more of a yellow, and they're going to be a little bit more on the emotional feeling side, and the you know, things affect them more. And I think God put me in, you know, in this leadership position, and I attracted a lot of people like me, that with my drive to continue to grow as a person, I'm able to help those and, you know, reach my hand down there, grab somebody's hand and pull them up, because I've been there. And, you know, I still struggle with it, but it's about, you know, my mentality too. It's like, okay, I want to continue to improve, or am I going to let myself just drown in my own self-pity? So I'm in this position now because God trusted me to be here and to grab up people's hand and pull them up and let them know there's more out there to life, that you can experience more life, you can have more, you just have to believe it. You have to believe you're worthy of it. I never thought I was worthy of this in the beginning. And not so much like worthy, like I can't, you know, have money or whatever, but just like, how can I do what they're doing? Like, it seemed like it was so like you had to be somebody special or have a special talent, and it's not true. Focus on your own talents, you know, and whatever you're weak at, well, do self-development in those areas. I really like Brendan Burchard. He's got his own channel on YouTube. It's Brendan, Brendon, Burchard, Burchard. And they're shorter videos because my attention span's not the greatest either. And he talks really direct about different things like your confidence, or organizing your life, or being more, you know, prioritizing, or, you know, any of those things. I've always considered myself to be more of the risk taker, the rebel, you know, I don't like a lot of structure. I don't like being told I have to be a place at a certain time. Like, I don't know. I'm just weird. I love freedom. I love freedom. I crave freedom. And for a long time, I felt guilty about that. And instead, now I've learned that I can change my perception of who I am and use it to my advantage. And be proud of it, because I don't have to be like so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. I can be me still and be great. So I mean, I'm a triple diamond, and I'm like, how did I get here? I have to think back. I'm like, what? How did I get here? Well, I did the steps to success. I did use the tools, and then I also did the self-development. So really, that's what it's about. Is they provide you with all the easy stuff. The hard part is the self-development. So it's getting over our fears. It's making sure you're not distracted. Summer's here. My kids are home now, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna pull my hair out. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to do things I don't want to do. I'm gonna have a set amount of time. I close the door to the office, and that's when I'm gonna get my work done, my to-do list done. It's not gonna be like, because they're at school, I can mosey on out, go get my hair done, and then come back and do some follow-ups. And I can't do that now. The kids are home. So it's really about just making sure that you work on the weaknesses, but you really utilize your strengths. So for me, I love social media. I get more nervous to go out and blitz. So if you are strong at social media, get better at social media. Don't just think what you think that people, are supposed to do and be an walking advertisement. No, it's about showing people your life. One thing like Jennifer and Sandra did is they really started going hardcore into Instagram, because Instagram's got some money-making ability. And I was like foreign to Instagram, but I saw what they were doing, man. It was so inspiring. Sandra's on her phone making a post every hour and following people and unfollowing people and DMing people, and
and that's how I got ISIS.
Being a mom.
Through Instagram. That's how
yes, and ISIS came from Instagram. I mean, in the weirdest way too, right? And so it's really like, if you like social media, then get really good at it. Get to be a professional social media marketer. You want to brand yourself. You want to show the lifestyle. Different social media venues are a little different than others. Facebook is more of the lifestyle. Instagram, you can get away with doing product posts in between the lifestyle posts. But I'm going to do a different Google Hangout or recording on what I really wanted to teach people starting out with social media and starting this business, because I think a great plan for those who want to use social media will really help people to develop that and know what to do to make social media the biggest success you can. So, all right, guys. Anything else that maybe we should touch on, go over, answer?
Yeah, I wanted to add something.
Okay.
I just want to say, especially because this is something that I struggled with, is that when you join, you have everything you need to be successful. And I didn't believe that in myself. I didn't believe, I would see the Ambassador Diamonds and everybody above me, and I didn't really see myself being able to do that. But now that I do believe that, it's like I'm a whole different person. So you have to believe and know that the company, this is not like a job, a corporate job where you just have a ceiling. You have no ceiling. And so the only thing that you have to do is take off all of the fear that you accumulated before you joined the company. Just leave that behind, because that's the only thing holding you back from reaching the top is yourself. Because the company, with the steps to success and all of the tools that we have, you literally have $1 million opportunity in your lap. So you are the only person standing in your way. That's what I want to share.
Girl. You're so good. Yes, I love Kat's perspective on things, because she's grown so much. Such a deep person, and I love that about her. Here's one thing that I think will help a lot of people who stand on the fence with this opportunity. You may have joined, and I'm not talking about anybody here, but maybe somebody watching has joined, and they're like, is this for me? Is this not for me? Is this for me? Is this not for me? Do I want to, am I going to be able to make a lot of money? Am I not going to be able to make a lot of money? Well, here's where you really need to decide. You're going to decide you're going to do it, or you're not going to do it. sitting on the fence, you're going to be getting stagnant. You're going to sit there, and all you're going to do is drive yourself crazy. You have to have a goal. You have to have a plan, and the company provides that already. And if we're saying do self-development and, you know, that's what worked for us, then are you going to want to do self-development? It's part of it. It is part of it. Or you're just going to sit still. And, you know, that desire to grow needs to be there. And if you don't want to grow, then it's probably not the business for you. And it's hard for me to say that because I know in the beginning I knew I wanted to grow, but I didn't know how I was going to grow. So I would never want somebody to think that you don't have the ability to grow or develop that desire to want to grow. But I think you just have to make the decision, though, am I going to do this business or am I not? Am I going to put both feet in or am I going to back away? Am I just going to be done? Because I think so many people, like, stay there in limbo, back and forth, hot or cold. And I've seen it because, you know, being in this for 3 years, I'll have those people who are hot or cold. I think I want to quit. Well, you know, you just need to make the choice you're not going to quit because then you're going to start being successful. You're going to find a way to be successful instead of wondering, am I going to quit or am I going to keep going? Just make the decision because that's really what's going to help drive you and know how you're going to get there. And so set goals. Declare those goals over your life. You know, because we deserve so much more than what this world says is normal. We don't need the 9-to-5 pay daycare just to have $400 left over. I'm talking to a girl today. That's her situation, man. Like, she works just to pay for daycare and have an extra $400. So now she's like, if I can do this, people need this. And I think we get in the way of ourselves. Do not be afraid to tell people about this opportunity and to message people, text people, get your hundreds list out. Think about all the people that you met. Like, I worked at a Burger King in high school, and I added that girl on Facebook, and she's one of my customers now. You know, think about people. Get in contact with them. No matter, you can find anybody these days. You know, Facebook especially. Just be consistent. Don't go hot or cold. Don't go sit, you know, take a week or two off and then come back and expect your business to continue to grow because that's how slow it's going to grow if you just keep taking time off and coming back. Make it a way that you can just use this as a lifestyle. Because ultimately, when I realized that that's what I could do is have a lifestyle doing this and being able to just say, hey, I'm going to have a power hour. I'm going to sit down and do all my follow-ups today. It's Friday. People are getting paid. You know, and then setting, I think one of my biggest things in the beginning, too, was, man, how am I going to work out my schedule if I'm going to go wrap people and have parties? Well, you got to figure it out. You got to say, this is what my schedule is. This is the time I have open, and start offering people those time slots. You know, just say, hey, I've got time this day. Would you give me, you know, just your time, and we'll talk about this opportunity because I know you need it. You know, just be confident in what we have. You see the people that go before you. If you guys can make $10,000+ a month, are you in 2 to 3 years? Are you going to do it? And that's just on average. You know, that's average. In about 2 to 3 years, if you can make $10,000+ monthly doing this, will you do it? Will you do what it takes? Will you develop yourself? Will you blitz people? Will you post consistently on social media and follow up with people? Because ultimately, everything we just talked about, you guys, is exactly what we do. That's it. We complicate things, you know, and that's what I thought was great about having newbies on too, is even 2 to 3 years in, we tend to start complicating things, and we're like, oh, we need to think of a different way to do this, and we need to figure out how to do that, and, you know, get people excited. And no, we don't, because we just need to go back to the basics. The basics. So I think that this has been a very valuable hangout. I think we covered a lot of good stuff. There's nothing special that leaders are doing you know, versus the distributor. You know, Isis has so much more wisdom right now. Even Yvonne's got wisdom that I never had in my first year. So, you know, people walk into this and they already have what they need. You know, they just are going to continue to grow in other places. So, I don't know, guys. Anything else? I hate saying goodbye, so I just try to, like, prolong everything. For those who weren't able to be on, I can't wait to meet more of you guys. Don't ever see. Here's another thing too. If people don't show up, if you start growing a team, people don't show up. Can't take it personal. I know it gets me down sometimes because I'm sensitive like that. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I sometimes want this more for people than they want it for themselves. And you know, we kind of do hurt ourselves when we feel that way, but that's okay. It's okay to care for people and want best for them, because you know what? Eventually they'll find it's their time, or they'll just not do it. One or the other. You know, Sandra, actually a little story. Sandra had a really bad pregnancy with her little girl. And her and I were like, we sat down, we had a lunch meeting, we were ready to just like work really hard together. You know, we're local, and we're like, why don't we go out blitzing? Why don't we do this, that, and the other? Let me help you get to Diamond. And she had a horrible pregnancy, and it's just like she wasn't herself, you know. So it was kind of like, I felt like, I was like, oh man, if only she could just get through that and do this and do this. Come on, we know we can do this. We had some momentum. Let's go. And I couldn't want it more for her. That was life. You know, life gets in the way sometimes. But look at her. She came back and she, like, killed it. Like, she came back in, what, like February and March, and just, like, went full speed ahead and got to Diamond and got the $20,000 bonus. So there's a reason for everything. You know, there's a reason why she didn't do it last year. You know, maybe it wasn't meant for her to happen, for it to happen then. You know, so be patient with people and never feel like it's a personal thing, and just be their friend, because I mean, you love people, you just want to be their friend. You're not a manager of people. And they've got to want it for themselves, and they're responsible for themselves. We can't motivate anybody. All we can do is inspire through our own action. So I see everybody like soaking it in. I love it. All right, you guys, let's all unmute, and we'll give a big old boom. So one of the things that the company does is they come up with these fun, catchy things, and one of their things is boom, man. There was something recent, too. What was one of the newer things? Was there something new?
Bring it. The hero.
Bring it.
The hero.
Bring it. Superheroes. And, you know, it's just a great... Teams do that, you know. Teams, you find a way to just like keep each other motivated and cheer each other on, and you know, you get these little catchphrases that when you hear it, you're like, dang man, I'm excited again, you know. So we're all gonna go out with a boom. All right, 1, 2, 3. Boom.
Boom. Boom. Not exciting. Let's do it again.
Can I go?
Let's do it again. Wait.
What?
Let's do it again. That was not loud enough. What the hell was that?
Oh, you're right. Wasn't loud enough. You ready?
1, 2, 3.
Boom! Boom! Sorry, I can't be too loud.
That was better.
Yeah, good night, guys.
Bye. Good night.